us to the next thing. Becky Lynch. All right. Boop. Becky Lynch. This is from the New York Post. Becky Lynch out to help fix WWE's credibility issue in Raw's Women's Division.
Jeez.
So there you go. I apologize. Should I do that segment over? What do you think?
No, it's too late.
Too late?
It's too late.
It's like, look how pissed off she is in the photo.
It's in the podcast already.
I know. I was like, my thing is, I was like, dude, I won't burp. Don't worry about it. I'm fine. Blah.
Nobody respects women's wrestling.
I don't know. I know it sounds weird. I just treat it equal. If the women can go.
You just burped during their intro.
I've burped and farted in men's intros too. But
never heard it.
Really? I'm so scared that you guys can hear my farts.
Why? Why would you tell me that? I don't want to know about. Why couldn't you have let me be blissfully unaware that you're over there ripping ass every few seconds?
Becky Lynch is very pissed off for
cheddar.
us. Oh yeah, sometimes, dude. Like sometimes I'll like fart and look on stream, just look at the camera and be like, "Don't think anyone noticed that one."
Well, the perverts that only tune in for the women's videos are gonna love this start.
Yeah, I say we start over. Like I'll put a thing.
It's too late.
Just edit. This is all in.
Yeah, it's too late. It's in. This is called a podcast, Dave.
5. But dude, ain't you the editor? Yeah, you can edit it out.
We don't edit podcasts.
Just fucking go
Dave,
crazy.
No.
Edit it out.
Edit out. Podcast. Nope. I'm not editing it out.
We're fixing it in post. We'll do it live.
We're not.
Oh, we are.
It all stays. No, the podcast we run start to finish. The podcast is the podcast.
Here's the thing, though. If you don't edit it out, the short will be like, they'll be like, I can't believe it. Negative.
Yeah.
I wanted my news within 10 fucking seconds, and you guys got distracted. Yeah.
That's fine.
Tell me what I want to hear.
Distracted, they're new here.
I want to get a T-shirt that just says, "Tell me what I want to hear." And then when someone disagrees, we just send them the T-shirt.
Donald Trump?
I don't know. I was trying to go with an old man Dave Bautista. Does Donald Trump sound like an old man Dave Bautista?
Sounded like an angry Donald Trump.
Maybe.
Tell me what I want to hear.
I was just picturing old man Bautista, I guess.
No.
You know, because he's like, tell me what I want. And then I was like, I'm a little old. And like, tell me what I need to hear. Know what I need to hear? The story from New York Post. Becky Lynch out to help fix WWE's credibility issues in Raw's Women Division. I thought they knew how to tell stories, according to all their loyalists. Becky Lynch.
It's not that. It's that they're not really building much of the stories for the women. The women aren't getting tons of time. SmackDown gives them more. Raw doesn't really give them any. SmackDown gives them the most, I would say. Rhea's super over, but Rhea doesn't really have a credible challenger that makes sense at all because they haven't really built anyone else up in the roster who's on Raw to be a credible challenger for her.
Yeah. I see your point. I think they here's my thing. I'm getting kind of tired of being the world being good, but being forced to be good and half-assing good. If you're going to have a women's division, book it properly and give it time. If you're not going to have a women's division, just say we're not having a women's division. I'm getting tired of like the middle land. It's like we have a women's division. Did you see that 6-second match? I feel like
NXT's been booking their women's division okay.
Yeah. So I'm hoping they fix it because it's the same thing with like in Japan. They have the women's divisions. The women start doing good, and then the men are like, "Oh, you should be in our company," and then everyone's like, "Yeah, I want to see the women." And they're like, "Oh, do you watch TJPW or Stardom?" No. Like, do you really want to see the women? Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's not fake outrage. It's fake, I'm a good person, you know?
Yeah.
So, do it or don't do it. But right now, Rhea Ripley is absolutely amazing. And now build up a challenger for her.
I agree with Becky, though. They need more time.
I don't know, because it's a tough call.
They have SmackDown and they have Raw. You're telling me you can't give the women like a solid, 30 minutes to an hour each week?
Yes, I do believe that. But once again, it's like a lot of times I feel the women are just there to say they're there. I don't think they're putting effort into the women. I think if you say, I want women to have 16 minutes, they throw together women's matches for 16 minutes. I don't think they're genuinely trying to build a women's division. I think they're genuinely trying to stay out of trouble.
And that's crazy considering they have some of the best women in the world.
Yeah. They have some great women's wrestling. And I just think they have to go all in and all out. But a lot of times, I call it the zoom in, zoom out. I notice this a lot on AEW, and WWE does it. Like, they'll have the winner, they'll zoom out for the crowd reaction. There is no crowd reaction, and they zoom right back in. I see that a lot with women's wrestling. I feel like...
Okay, but in defense of that, how are people supposed to get where they're excited?
Yeah, you have to sacrifice time.
Yeah.
But you also don't want to be the WNBA.
But you have to do something to build it up. That's part of why we were saying before, having women in factions is so good.
Oh, 100%.
Because it's a way to get, like, okay, Julia Hart right now is a good example from AEW. You, at the very least, there's a reason to cheer for her with nothing else about her if you like the faction she's in. Yeah. It's a reason to start to cheer for and be interested in her. It's basically like giving them a spotlight for fans who are interested in the group they're in to then be like, all right, well, now she's wrestling. I'm more interested in seeing more about her because she's part of a faction I like.
And I 100% agree with you, and I just want to add one more thing. They get more TV time. Mm-hmm. Like, it's like, oh, okay, they're with this group. Oh, there they are. It's like the Four Horsemen thing. You see Talia everywhere. I like that a lot. Hopefully that's how they fix it. But they do have to do something now. Go ahead.
Well, WWE, I saw someone mentioned it the other day that when they used to do the mixed tag match tournament for WWE, that was great. Do that again.
Yeah.
You're pairing off your men with different women randomly, and it's a great chance to just get a little spotlight on all these different women.
It's not bad. I just don't know if they have the WNBA attitude. I'm never gonna change. You gotta fucking love us. You know what I mean?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Going forward how it goes with WWE.
Yeah, as long as because here's the thing, Asuka, Bianca Belair, Charlotte. You put any of those girls in a match, you got me. Sky, depending on her opponent. I'm not much of a Becky Lynch person, but I don't hate her. She's just...
Here's my thing for it. Is, okay, WWE doesn't have to worry about men jumping ship, really. It's not a big thing for their men's division if a guy's jumping a ship. There's not going to be many people that would jump, that are going to create a big splash. Yeah. Their women's division's a different story. If WWE's women's division starts jumping ship, they have a lot of very, very, very popular and talented women that if they start jumping ship can instantly explode a division. Like, if Mercedes starts wrestling in AEW, that is instantly a boon for their viewership because the women's division, there are people who like women's wrestling. And if these super talented women start leaving your company, that's one thing that would boom AEW's viewership, I think, is getting some of those top women.
And on top of that, you're
Tony Storm would be stoked.
You're also losing all right, so let's just do this mathematically speaking. You probably have 20 really good wrestlers in the men's division. You have some mid-card guys and all that, but you could be like, oh, these 20 guys can probably shine everywhere. For women, it's smaller. You probably only have 5 women that can shine everywhere. So even if Charlotte leaves, Asuka leaves, and they become a star in AEW, that's bad. But also, you have less in your boat. Like, if you lose a main eventer from the men, there's so many men that can fill that spot. I don't think there's that many women that can fill Charlotte's spot. I don't think there's that many women that can fill Asuka's spot.
Not only that, but if you have your top women leaving because they're disgruntled about how you treat your women's division, it's going to be harder to recruit women.
Yeah, I think so. And then, but like, you could sell it where these guys give a shot. But I don't think any of the men's companies are doing really well. That's why it always shocks me that people that are like, I love women's wrestling, they don't support TJPW, Stardom. I don't know if Eve is still in business. I just find it weird. It's like, but I don't know.
Well, to be fair,
hey, how about this? Let's
a lot
my
of
last
people.
statement.
Okay, before we do, I want to just offer a counterpoint to what you just said. To be fair, you can say the same of men's wrestling. You could tell an you can have a WWE or an AEW fan who's like, oh, I absolutely love this specific style of match. And you can be like, oh man, Dragon Gate is literally nothing but that style of match the whole time, every time.
Yeah.
And they won't go watch it. That's not really their show. They'll instead keep asking for it on their show.
Yeah, that is a great point. That is a great point. I guess my last point, and I'll let you finish it up too, your last point on the segment. My last point is, and I don't know if this makes me an asshole, but I only want a women's division if it's good. If it's not good, don't fucking do it. I don't know. Does that make me an asshole? But I'd probably say the same thing about the men.
I want it if it's trying to be good.
Yeah.
I understand if it's not good, but I want you to be trying.
But I don't think counting minutes is as important as them trying. Because you always get those people.
What matter.
Exactly. Because you always get these people who are like, all right, I got 18 minutes, I got 20 minutes, I got 23 minutes. Like, let's just take AEW. The last minute of Dynamite, that was the most important minute of the show. Maybe last 30 seconds.
Yeah, it was a 30-second, maybe, angle.
Yeah. So, I just want them to try, and I want it to be good. And I know that sounds crazy, but if you're equal, I say the same thing about the men. Just want you to try and be good. That's it. So, Becky Lynch, good luck, and hopefully women's wrestling becomes something spectacular. I want to see like the women's UFC division, because like there's two ways to go. You can be the UFC division, the women's division, which is legit over the top entertainment, women's professional sports the highest level, or you can be the WNBA that gets yelled at and be like, why ain't you watching it? Why ain't you watching me? Be the female UFC. Be that. So there you go. All right. Next segment.